Okay, and we begin our journey. It is Friday, the 2nd of June. It is a very chilly June morning. We're into winter. I mean, it's cold by Perth standards anyway. It's at this moment 8 degrees at 8:25 a.m. And we're taking the bike in to get its first service. We're taking the bike to MotoMAX in Osborne Park for its first service. Its first 1000k service. And as mentioned before, because the Super SOCO TC is a moped, we can't take any main roads, rather any freeways, so we are going to be taking the back streets to get to Osborne Park. Can't go on the freeway, of course. And hopefully all systems are go. Taking it nice and easy. I'm going to take my time. I'm in no rush whatsoever. Should get to Osborne Park MotoMAX by 10 to 9. All right, here we go. I could have taken Wanneroo Road onto Main Street, but it's probably going to be a bit too busy for my liking, so we're going down Erindale, just so we're not getting that peak hour. I mean, peak hour should be past by now, but I find usually at this time there's a bit of residual traffic. So again, like I've been speaking about, on the cold mornings the bike tends to perform just a little bit under expectation. It's something to do with the lithium-ion battery, cold mornings and all that. Certainly the warmer the conditions, the better the battery performs. Just 2 kilometers away from home, I've already used 3% of the battery. But that's okay. Something that I will mention, because I've been reading a lot of comments online about how underwhelming the Super SOCO TC is, especially here in WA. It's restricted to 50 kilometers per hour maximum, and when I purchased it I paid a little over $5,000 for it. Of course, at the moment, with the end of financial year sales, depending on where you go, you'll pay an RRP of 3,990 Australian dollars, which is pretty good value. But even then, if you're a motorcycle enthusiast, you can't purchase this bike or look at this bike with a motorcycle mentality. It is a moped. It is an electric vehicle. So you really have to look at it for what it is. If you want to go fast and, you know, do some tight leans and curves and all that, you're probably going to be disappointed. But if you want a simple to use bike that's easy to maintain, easy to charge, or maintain, easy to fuel I should say, cheap to run, then a Super SOCO TC could be ideal for you. If you haven't watched the last few videos, I've been riding it to and from work. I've owned the bike for almost 3 months now, 2.5 months. I ride it to work 2 or 3 times a week. With the wet weather, I might be driving it a little bit less, and that might come down to once a week, but still, even riding it once a week, I'm still saving a lot of money on fuel. And it's a fun ride. Oh, you numpty. You couldn't wait just 3 more seconds? And as previously mentioned, I'm starting off in this thing. The plan is to get my motorcycle license and upgrade to something a bit more faster. I am very interested in the TC Max. But the electric vehicle market is expanding quite rapidly, especially electric motorcycles. There are a lot more coming onto the market. So Rick at MotoMAX tells me the service will take a couple of hours. I might just hang out in the store. They've allowed me to do that. I'll decode some of these videos, convert them to MP4 format, ready for today's edit. If you missed it, of course, what you'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner of these videos are the Super SOCO TC logos. I've gotten permission from vMoto Australia, Super SOCO Australia, the Australian contingent at least, to display those on the videos. So for that, I am very grateful. Because I want to talk about how great this bike is. Because it is a great bike. If you're looking for an urban runabout, maybe to do some inner city driving, inner city driving I should say. It's a little cold. Then the Super SOCO TC could be the bike for you. No, we'll not be turning left. That's the Reed Highway and I'm not allowed to go on there. Not with this thing anyway. Let's talk about gear. I got my gloves and jacket from Cully's Yamaha in Balcana. Picked up a jacket and gloves from there. But the gloves, especially on the colder mornings I've been riding to work, the knuckles and the fingers were just feeling a bit too icy for my liking, so I got some silk liners from AliExpress on the cheap, and they seem to be doing the trick at the moment. I will not be stopping for that. As I've said before, as a rule of thumb, when stopping in traffic, give yourself a bit of distance between yourself and the car in front of you. I probably could have given the car in front of me a bit more space in case they roll back. I'm quite confident the Pajero in front of me is not going to roll back. Stopping, so I'm going to go ahead. And I am going to put the mask down because I'm facing into the sunrise at the moment. Very good airflow in the helmet. I picked up this helmet when I picked up the bike from MotoMAX. Rick did me a very good deal. Good airflow in the helmet, the Nitro N501. A pretty decent entry-level bike, at least entry-level helmet, I should say anyway. Now I'm expecting that to turn amber. No, we're going to keep on going. All right, good. Next to no traffic behind me, so I am going to switch lanes. There is a car approaching me on the right, in the right-hand lane. I'm going to let them go by first. I am going to change lanes. We're going to be on Wanneroo Road for a little while until we get onto Main Street. And I am going to stick to the right-hand lane, which will probably be annoying for the drivers behind me, but I'm going to be turning right into Main Street before you know it. So they only have to humour me for about 30 seconds to a minute. In front of me has a Mindari workshop sticker on the back. With that smoke they're puffing out, maybe they should take it back. Too bad. That was bearable for you drivers behind me. And green before you know it. Now I do eventually have to cross over to the right-hand lane, but that's not for another 3 kilometers. I'm going to play it very safe. Allow the drivers behind me that are encroaching on me to overtake, give them plenty of space, and hopefully they'll do the same, return the favour and give me lots of space. Turn the indicator off. Okay, I didn't see that. The indicator does not automatically go back to the centre neutral position, so when you finish a turn, you've got to shift it back into place. The signal does flash up on the dashboard to remind you though, so it does pay to keep on looking down at the speedometer. The wires, we're clear. The jacket, the dry rider brand jacket, breathable, which I'm feeling at the moment. Currently 9 degrees. But my chest is warm, and that's key. That's the key thing. We are going through the school zone, so 40 k's an hour, preparing to stop at the student crossing. Let's give this guy a nod. No, not reciprocated. I commented on the nodding online on another rider's YouTube channel. The reciprocation rate, let's call it that, for motorbiker nods is 50%. Doesn't hurt to try. I only feel a little bit rejected when they don't nod back. I've been encouraged to speak about things that I don't really like about the Super SOCO TC, and I'm finding it really hard to talk about those things because I knew exactly what I was getting when I was getting the bike. Moped, electric, a little bit on the slow side, and it's only that slow because it's been capped under WA legislation, road rules. What I would like to see changed, nothing really about the bike, but the laws around mopeds changed in Western Australia to raise that cap from 50 to 90. Sorry, 90, wishful thinking, 50 to 60 at least. Most roads are about 60, 70 kilometers per hour, and I find that cruising along at 45, 50 is just a little bit on the slow side. So I don't know what I can do. Maybe someone in the Department of Transport is watching. Just give us that extra 10 kilometers. I mean, really, what's the harm in allowing us to go an additional 10 kilometers in 1 hour of travel time? Is there any harm in that? I think they're turning right to go into Hatton Street, so I'm gonna pull right. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you, thank you. That wasn't too bad, that one. A lot of traffic wanting to go right into Hutton. So, no, I wouldn't change anything about the bike, but I think the laws need to be changed to allow us to go top of 60. Which I don't think is really, no, couldn't be harming anyone. I've spoken before about the battery regeneration. I have noticed a little symbol flicker on my speedometer that apparently regenerative braking is turned on, so when you apply the brakes, the battery does charge. I would like to see that change to neutral regeneration. So when you're going downhill, for example, you take your hand off the, well, you're not accelerating, so you're not throttling up. The bike should recharge then. Or maybe you do both. So you vMoto engineers, work it out. I mean, really, how hard could it be? I'm going to change lanes very shortly. I might just join the queue over here. So that's been, again, an uneventful ride. It's not a route that I'd usually take to get here, but I avoided Wanneroo Road, which I wanted to do, and I still made it to MotoMAX in pretty good time. So MotoMAX sold me the bike, did me a very good deal, and it was probably the easiest purchase for them. I mean, I was already into it by the time I walked in there. But the service from them has been second to none. There was an issue with a rasping sound coming from the front brake, the front tyre, and when I let them know about it, I said, look, it worries me because I'm still new to this, so I don't know what it means. So they invited me to come back to have it checked out, free of charge, no charge for that one. Rick wasn't there at the time, but all he was going to do was take it for a ride and just keep an ear out for what the sound was. But the boys in the garage, even though they had a number of bikes to get through that day, they took things apart, had a look, and they said, oh, it just seems normal. That rasping sound I don't hear as often. I do hear it on occasion, but I'm just wondering, I'm sure it's nothing serious. There will be MotoMAX on our right very shortly. Apologies, friend. I am going to be turning right very soon. Here we are. Here we go, and this is where I say goodbye for now.